Here we go. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with the PowerPoint. And everyone, welcome to our new ambassador training call. It's really awesome that you all made the time to come and be a part of training and learning more about Plexus and how we do everything. And it's really, this business is really awesome because we have the opportunity to share something with people that really, truly could change their lives and change their health. I know personally for me, it changed my health, which in turn just changed my whole quality of life. Like, I haven't been to the doctor in a year. And I was going to the doctor like 8 to 10 times a year for sinus infections, for group B strep issues. Like, you know, I just had all kinds of stuff going on. And it's been like that my entire life. Even when I was younger, I went to the doctor more than 8 to 10 times a year. I've been on antibiotics, you know, several times a year. My entire life, I haven't been on any antibiotics this year. So Plexus has been a real blessing for me. The norm for me was going to the doctor and buying prescription drugs and spending money and really getting a lot out of my health insurance. And now I have the best health insurance, which is Plexus. You know, it changes my health, or it has changed my health, and I actually save a lot of money being on Plexus because I'm, you know, really being unhealthy costs more money in the long run than being healthy does. So I'm really glad that I personally am investing in my health. My husband, when I first started Plexus, he was like the biggest skeptic. He would take the products like a little inconsistently and just didn't really, you know, fully believe that they worked. Well, now, guess what? Every night, if I forget to give him his supplements, he is asking me for his supplements, and it's just really funny how things have changed. And I mean, the cool thing is that Plexus can take the biggest skeptic and make you the biggest believer, because the products really do work. So we share something that's so awesome. The products work. You can be passionate about the products because you know that they're going to change people's lives, and we have a great opportunity to really help someone's financial health change, their physical health change. You know, we are just able to really help bring life into people's lives. So it's a great opportunity. And so thank you so much for being a part of the new ambassador training call tonight and investing, you know, in your business and really in other people's health. So I'm going to start the first slide. Uh-oh. Not starting. Why is it not starting? There we go. Okay. Now, here we go. All right, so first things first is in the business, it's all about duplication. We try to make things really simple for people who sign up as ambassadors and want to do this business. Everything we do is extremely duplicatable for the people that are underneath us. And we mainly do everything through three-way chats. All of our training is done with a three-way chat, which is between you and your upline and the person that you are talking to about Plexus. Then we do three-way sign-up calls if that person is interested in joining as a wholesale ambassador. And then we do three-way welcome calls. And the cool thing is that whenever you start sharing Plexus with others, you don't have to know all of the ingredients of each one of the products. You don't have to know what each one of them does, and you don't have to know how pricing works. All you really have to do when you first start sharing Plexus is share. It's very simple. For example, you just make a Facebook post sharing what Plexus has done for you so far, or maybe a cool testimony that you saw on someone else's Facebook page. And if someone comments on your post, then and says, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing, or can you tell me more about this? Then you say, hey, I'm going to private message you. And you message them on Facebook Messenger. You can talk a little bit about what the products have done for you so far, but don't get into details of what each one of the products does. Don't get into details of pricing with them. But once you kind of share, you know, how the products have changed your health, and they're still interested in learning more about the products, then you can pull your upline, which is the person that sponsored you, into a three-way chat with that person. Now, you can just say, hey, I'm going to pull my upline, Melissa, into this three-way chat with us because she's been doing this for a lot longer than I have, and she can recommend the best products for your needs and go over pricing with you. And the cool thing is that then you just add your upline to the chat, and you introduce your upline to the person that's interested in Plexus, introduce them to each other, and then your upline is going to take over the conversation. And the best thing for you to do at this point is to sit back and take notes. And each one of us who are an upline, who have trained and have learned how to do a chat and all of these things, we pretty much have the same conversation in three-way chat each time. So whenever I'm doing a three-way chat for an ambassador that's underneath me and their prospect, I use the same verbiage pretty much every single time. And the reason why I do this is so that each time they're in a three-way chat with me, it's duplicatable for them. They can go back through those three-way chats and say, oh, each time she gets on a three-way chat, she says, hi, Sarah, it's so nice to meet you, smiley face. I want to learn more about you. Are you interested in Plexus for overall health, for weight loss, for more energy, or all of the above? Question mark. You say, oh, well, she says that every single time. And each time the person responds with their health issues, and then she listens to their health issues and recommends these products for them. So it's really cool because you also want to listen to what the person is saying and respond accordingly. Like, obviously, it's not going to be cookie cutter every time, but whenever I explain what the triplex combo is, I literally copy and paste that explanation each time. So that's something that's duplicatable for the person that I'm doing the three-way chat with. The ambassador that's underneath me, they can say, oh, this is how she explains the triplex every time. If this person, and also it's really great to be a part of a three-way chat because you, as a downline, learn the format in which your upline does a three-way chat. You also learn how they explain each one of the products, and you learn what they recommend for each health need. Like if someone has PCOS, I'm going to recommend the triplex combo and X Factor vitamins. If someone has neuropathy, I'm going to recommend the triplex combo and the Ease nerve support. There are things that you'll pick up on from doing a three-way chat with your upline. You'll be able to learn, hey, this is what she recommends for these things. This is why we recommend the triplex for each person, et cetera, et cetera. So three-way chats are really good. The cool thing is that your ambassador, your upline on a three-way chat will have a closing line that will see if they want to start their health journey at that point. And if they do, if they say, yes, I do want to become an ambassador or a wholesale customer, which, is the same thing, then they will say, okay, are you available right now to sign up? All three of us will do it over the phone. And then you, as the upline, will walk them through the three-way sign-up call. And as the downline, you would be learning from the ambassador that's doing the call on how to do the sign-ups. So it's really simple. As an ambassador who has people underneath you, whenever you have someone that signs up for Plexus, ideally, you personally would have been trained in our three-way chat, sign-up call, and welcome call system. If you haven't been, then even if you've been doing this for a while, I would just ask you to get with your upline. If you don't have someone immediately above you that is doing this business, then I would just keep going up in levels until you find someone who is doing the business. You can even message me after this training, and I'll help you figure out who your upline is if you're not sure. And so if you haven't been trained through three-way chats and sign-up calls and three-way welcome calls, then that's definitely something that you need to do. And the reason why is because it's an easily duplicatable system, and if you yourself haven't learned that system, it's going to be really hard for you to train the people that are underneath you. Also, And we try to make this simple so that everyone can do it, everyone can learn it. If you start developing your own training system for other people, it may not be as effective as the one that's already in place. And we want to make this really simple for the ambassadors that are underneath us. So don't try to create the wheel. We have a great wheel. So that being said, let's say that you have trained under the three-way chat system. If you have, when you get a new ambassador, the first thing you're going to do is send them a welcome email welcoming them to your team. This is whether they have joined with the idea of working the business, or if they are just going to be your wholesale customer who is an ambassador, but they don't plan to work the business. You're still going to send them a welcome email. You're also I personally send a separate email with the product directions. You are welcome to combine the two, but you want to send them a welcome email. They need to know that that this is like a big deal. This is very exciting that they joined Plexus and that their lives are about to be changed. Also very important, you want to make sure they know how to take their products. This is like key. You want to add them to Betsy's team page, the Plexus Freedom team, and the Diamonds in Training page. And if you if you have someone above you, like your upline has a team page, or you personally have a team page, you also want to add them to those pages as well. And you want to welcome them to Betsy's page and your upline's team page, just so they're connected to everyone and and they can glean from all of the resources that we have. So you also want to add them to the Plexus Journeys Facebook page, where they can read different testimonies and hear from other people. Sorry. Okay. And so you want to add them to the Plexus Journeys page so they have a resource of new testimonies that they can share on that Facebook page. You also want to tag them in 6 emails on the files in the team page. And that would be the 48-hour training, the PFT New Ambassador Checklist, connecting with prospects, tips for effectively using Facebook, how to troubleshoot, and expectations on how to take Plexus. Or if you don't want to tag them, you can save each one of these documents to your personal laptop or computer and then send them an email with these attachments. Now, you're only going to tag them or send them an email with these attachments if they have expressed that they want to work the business. For someone who is just wanting to be your wholesale customer, you're not going to send them this information yet because you don't want to scare them, drive them away. You want them to feel like they're your customer. So, but if they have expressed that they want to work the business, then these are good resources to tag them in or send them an email that has these attachments in it. We want to train and equip our ambassadors to be successful and to follow the system. And the best way to do that is for us to follow the system when we're training them. So we also want to, personally for me, when I'm on a sign-up call with someone, whether it's my newbie or maybe I'm on a 3-way sign-up call with someone that's underneath me and it's their newbie, we want to end the sign-up call by saying, hey, we do a welcome call within the first 48 to 72 hours. So welcome call is really important. I'm going to send you how to use your products, like a directions page, to your email, but we want to go over those directions with you. We like to help our ambassadors get off to a really good start, and we've found that sometimes people get a little confused when reading the directions, so we just want to do a call to touch base with you, go over the directions after you've had a chance to read them, so you can ask any questions that you have. We want to share our testimonies with you and just get you off to a really good start. So at that point, since you're all 3 on the call, or there's 2 of you on the call, however it may be, you're going to say when's a good time for you to do it. You always set a date and a time. If they say, oh, Saturday will work for me, don't just say, oh, okay, well, I'll reach out to you on Saturday. You don't want to leave it like, oh, who knows what time we're going to do it on Saturday. We want to set a time. Does 7 work for you on Saturday? Yes, 7 works. Okay, well, I will talk to you at 7 on Saturday. And when you do the welcome call, this is generally when I find out if someone wants to work the business. Sometimes they'll tell me before then, hey, like I'm really like I want to take these products, but I'm also interested in working the business. Sometimes that happens. Rarely that happens for me. I generally find out on the welcome call if they're interested in working the business. And on the welcome call, I will share my testimony if I didn't already with them, and I will also review the product directions with them. Once I find out what's their why, like why did you want to start doing Plexus, taking Plexus. If I know some of the reasons, I'll touch on that. Like, I know you said you wanted to take these products for weight loss, and then they'll kind of pick up from there and share more of their story. Now, once they've shared those things, I generally say, are you interested in sharing Plexus with others? Always say this because I find out if they're interested in it. And some of them will say, I want to take the products first, and then I may be interested in sharing. Well, I make note of that. If they say that, then I contact them in a month and find out, are they interested in sharing? Now, a month is not the only time I contact them. I contact them about 2 weeks in to see how they're liking their products. And, because sometimes you want to troubleshoot with people. Some people may be having like a little issue or they're confused about something, and you just want to check in on them, see where they're at. Now, about 2 weeks after that, which would be in a month, I would say, hey, I know you're really loving your products. I know you said you were interested in maybe sharing with others once you had taken the products. How are you feeling about that? And so you kind of get an idea of where people are with sharing on the welcome call. So that's why it's so important. And this leads us to the last point on this slide. Once they have said they want to work the business, you're going to obviously send them the attachments, tag them in the documents. And then you're going to help them with their first Facebook page. Now, we have the documents that show how they can do their first Facebook post. And they don't have to post that post exactly. Like, they can modify it. They can even just make up their own post. When I first joined, I did my own post. I was super excited about Plexus, and I just, it was bubbling up inside of me. I didn't even know. I was just like, oh, I'm going to share about this on my page. I had no idea that I was doing like a first post, But we're going to help them with their first post. And that's getting them off to a good start. Okay, I clicked on this, but it didn't change the slide. I don't know why. Sorry. Okay. There we go. All right. So also, this is kind of going back a little bit, but make sure that your new ambassador has their backup order on, which is also called auto qualification. And be sure that they sign up with welcome packs. Now, for me, I do this in the sign-up call, and I explain why we're doing this. That's how I like to do my business. I like to make sure that everyone understands everything that's going on. And so I tell them, hey, you need to click this so you can have a backup order. The reason that we have a backup order is because that's what keeps you active. Whenever you're active, that's how you earn commission. I also tell them, hey, even if you don't plan on sharing Plexus with others, you can still make a commission off of yourself with your own order. So anything over $100, you personally are going to make a commission on. It's like an extra discount to yourself. So if you purchase products for $140, the $40 over the $100, you're going to make a 15% commission on. So you definitely want to have your backup order on so you can receive extra discounts. So you want to make sure that when you're explaining things, that they understand the benefit to them, because there is a benefit to them for having their backup order on, but they need to understand why. Because if they don't have a reason for why it's on, then they're just going to turn it off because they're like, oh, well, I don't want to receive a backup order if I, for some reason forget, or I don't want it to be like an automatic thing. And they need to know the benefit of why the backup order is important. And that's just a good key for business. Always make sure that the people that you are sharing the products with understand the benefit of everything you're asking them to do. They understand the benefit of the products. They understand the benefit of turning their backup order on. They understand the benefit of the welcome call. We always want to make sure they understand the benefit. Another thing is that, and this will be the next point on our slide, is that a simple way to grow your points fast is to have everyone you sign turn their auto qualification on. And this is really important for you now. Like, we want to explain to them why the backup order is on, but now I want to explain to you why the backup order is important for you. The more people that you have, well, let me backtrack a little. Whenever you have someone under you who has their backup order on, you will receive points for their backup order being on. For a level 1 underneath you that has their backup order on, you would receive 5 points. Plexus gives you roughly $3 per point, so that's $15 per person. So with people having their backup order on, it creates residual income for you. And basically, residual income is whenever, you know, you've put in the initial work, but each month the money keeps coming in without you really having to do anything. Obviously, we know that we continue to do things throughout the whole process, like every month we're checking in on people, but this is creating residual income for you. And so you definitely want to make sure that if someone's ordering their products as a wholesale customer and ambassador, that they have their backup order on, because if they don't, then neither of you receive any commission. So basically, they're just ordering and no one's making any money except the company, because they're ordering products from the company. And so you don't want all of your hard work to end up not benefiting you financially. So next is, all the ambassadors on our team must be a product of the product. If someone is sharing Plexus on your team, I've had this happen a few times where someone says that they want to share the products, but they don't want to take the products. It's really difficult for someone to share these products without knowing how they work. I mean, and honestly, like, I wouldn't even want someone on my team who hasn't taken the products and doesn't know the benefit of them, because I'm super passionate about these products. I know the value in them and how great they are. For someone who's never taken the products, like, they aren't going to have that same zeal for them and the same heart about sharing them with people. They won't have the same experience of the products changing their health. So for them to go and try to share them with others, like, they just won't have that angle coming in. And we definitely want the people that are on our team to care about other people and their health, and for their health to have been revolutionized by the products. And lastly, when you invest in your business, you're more willing to commit to seeing it succeed. And you want your team members committed from day one. So a small financial investment can be huge in securing your team members for the long haul. And that's very true. The things that people give us for free, sometimes we don't appreciate. And I have a great example of that. One time when I was new sharing Plexus with someone, I was so excited about them, and I knew like someone would benefit, a family member would benefit from the products, and so I just bought them like 2 months worth of the products, thinking that they would appreciate them. Weren't very appreciative of it. You know, it doesn't. So make sure that people are investing in their health. A lot of times when someone invests in their own health, that a lot of times they will appreciate what's going on more and be more excited about it. Okay, next is Facebook. Whenever, and this goes for you personally as an ambassador, make sure that you are being consistent and persistent on Facebook. And, you know, familiarity breeds comfort. A lot of people, let's see, the more that you post on Facebook and the longer amount of time that you're posting on Facebook, the more that people are going to just come to you about the products. They may have been watching you for 8 months, a year on Facebook, and never have liked any of your posts, but then one day they message you out of the blue. And why? It's because you're consistently posting about Facebook, and they know that you're, posting about Plexus, and they know that you're sharing the products. I have a great story for this one. I had a girl on my team who's no longer on my, she doesn't share Plexus anymore, But when she first started, she was scared to share about Plexus on Facebook. Well, finally, we got her to make her first Plexus Facebook post. And then whenever she did, her mom called her and said, I had no idea that you were sharing Plexus. I was going to purchase Plexus from this girl that lives down the street from me. Now, the thing about that is that her mom would have been a customer of someone else because her mom had no idea she was sharing Plexus. Now, to me, that's like really sad. You know, like if it's your mom, you want your mom to be, ordering Plexus from you. But people have to know that you are open for business. And I love when Betsy says that. People have to know that you're open for business. Whenever you post on Facebook consistently, people say, oh, this is something she is consistently sharing. This is something she's consistently doing. Now, for me, if I knew two people that shared a certain network marketing product, but I didn't see one of them post for like a week or two, and then I finally came to the place where I was able to afford the product financially. Well, whenever I go to purchase the product, obviously I'm going to contact the person who's sharing on Facebook about it. I'll just assume that the other person stopped doing the business. So you want to make sure that you are consistently sharing on Facebook so that when people are ready to purchase Plexus products, they are going to come to you. You also want to teach your team members to share consistently on Facebook. 80% of my business has come from Facebook. It really does work. And I really do have people who never like my posts who message me. And this has happened several times. So don't think that people aren't paying attention and watching you, because they really are. What you're doing is sending out waves. It is making a difference. And just maybe you only get 2 or 3 likes on a post. And it can be discouraging, but in the long run, no, it's okay, because people contact me all the time that have never liked one of my posts, and I didn't even realize that they were paying attention to what I was doing. Also, don't worry about offending other people. The people who are going to delete you because of your post probably weren't people that you were close to begin with. And also you're going to have so many more friends and people that are added to your Facebook because of your Plexus business. So don't let that bother you or discourage you. But also know that the people who love and care about you are going to be excited about what you're doing. They're going to be excited about what's changing your life and what's helping your health and the purpose that you have from doing this business. And so those people are going to be excited about what's going on. And maybe they won't like any of your posts, but they aren't going to delete you because of them. They're going to continue following you because of your personal posts, and then eventually they're going to come around the Plexus. One good tip that I'll have, though, about posting on Facebook is make sure that you don't just post Plexus post after Plexus post after Plexus post. You want to post a personal post, a Plexus post, personal post, a Plexus post. You want to make sure that you are sharing about your personal life on Facebook still, because the people who are not yet interested in Plexus are going to stay your friend because they love following your life and your Plexus post. And your personal post, your personal post. They want to be a part of what you're doing personally. And so you don't want to only post Plexus, and you don't want to only post personal. You want to mix it together. Like I do, I alternate between the two. Also, don't get discouraged. If you need likes or comments, just post on the team pages that you're a part of and say, hey, can you please show some love to my Plexus post? And lastly, don't just click the share button on your post. The reason why is it's not as aesthetically pleasing when you're going through a Facebook feed. When you see a shared post, a lot of times people aren't going to click on your shared post to read it because it just doesn't stand out as much as a post that you've copied and pasted. So make sure that that you are actually copy and pasting the post. The cool thing, Facebook just updated, and if you have a smartphone, you can actually copy and paste on your phone now, which I'm super excited about because I do it a lot. But if you don't have a smartphone, just when you're on Facebook, like copy the post and then paste it, and then save the picture and add the picture to the post. Another thing that I've been doing lately, which is a nice little tip, is if I'm scrolling through Facebook, let's say I've already made my 2 Plexus posts for the day, because I like to do 2 Plexus posts, 2 personal posts. Let's say I've already made my 2 Plexus posts, but I see this really awesome post that someone else posted. What I do is I take a screenshot of it. Like, I take a screenshot of the person's name that posted it and the words. And so the next day when I go to post, I just scroll through my pictures in my phone and I say, did I see any yesterday that I liked? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I did. So then I go back to that person's profile and then I copy and paste that status. So that's a good little tip for you, just to keep up, because sometimes you'll forget. You'll be like, oh, I know I saw a good one yesterday, but I forgot where it is, and you won't remember. So that's a nice way to do it, is to just screenshot the page. And okay, and we've already kind of covered this earlier. I guess the cart got before the horse with me. But when someone's interested in Plexus, get them on a 3-way chat, call or text if you're upline. You can also ask them to send you their email address and send a Plexus information email, or send them a private message. Now, personally, the Plexus information email I would not send out unless you've gone through a whole 3-way chat with them and they didn't want to sign up at the end, but they wanted more information. That's when I would send them a Plexus information email. Because the reason why is that it's easy to have the conversation with them, then give them the information, then get the sale. Then the longer amount of time you wait to get the sale, the least likely it's going to happen, if that makes sense. Like, if someone's interested in that moment, you want to jump on it in that moment. If someone messages you, I know life gets in the way, but if you know that someone's messaged you about Plexus, try to be quick in responding to them, because they're online right then, and they're available right then. They're interested right then. We don't want to wait too long to respond back to them. And that's the only reason I would send them the information email, is if they if they just were one of those people that are like, I need more information, even after you gave them tons of information. And then if you do send them that information email, make sure to follow up with them. Say, okay, I'm going to send you this email. Is it okay if I follow up with you tomorrow? You always want to set a time, like a time to follow up with them when you're going to follow up, if you're able to. Some people are difficult. They're not going to set a time with you and on purpose. But if you can, try to say, like, I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever day it is. Or you can say, are you okay if I contact you on Tuesday to see how you feel about the information that was sent in your email. You never want to, you always want to end with a question and end with another time that you're going to talk about Plexus, if possible. The next point on this slide is keep list. This is big, especially if you just started on this journey. If I could go back and help younger Michelle, not that I was that much younger, but just like a few months ago, Michelle, I would tell her, keep list. And what I would say is, you are going to talk to so many people about Plexus that you're going to want to keep a list. And what I have been trying to do, I've talked to a lot of people about Plexus at this point, like hundreds of people. So I'm still trying to update my list, and go back to the beginning. But if I was you, what I would do now is I would, if you can, keep an Excel spreadsheet that has the person's name. Now, I know this sounds really businessy. And when I say these things, it's only tips to help you be successful, but I want you to know that even though it sounds really businessy, I really do care about people. I feel like sometimes when you start talking businessy, people wonder if you care or not. But really, this is just going to help you be organized, and it's going to help you to follow up with the people who do want you to follow up with them. You know, I didn't keep lists at the beginning, and I was going back through my Facebook messages one day, and I realized there were 2 people who said that I could follow up with them who I never followed up with because I never wrote it down. So this just helps you to become a better steward of the people that you're reaching out to. So what I do is I keep an Excel spreadsheet. I have the person's name in one little box. Then in the box next to it, I have the date that I contacted them. And I also, next to the date, I will put, you know, if I got to the point where I was recommending products for them, I'm going to write recommended triplex combo. And then I'll put, they said not right now. They said contact me in 2 months. They said it's too expensive at the moment, you know, and I'll put that. Now the next time, and I'll also, once I write that, I'll scroll over to the left, so it'll be like right before that sentence that I just wrote, but it's still in the same box, and I'll just put contact March, and I'll bold that. So at work, I work in a mortgage company, and we use this system. You can put CM March and then bold it, so then you know when you're supposed to reach back out to them. Now, in the box next to that box, you can also keep tallies of how many times you've spoken with them. So you know, hey, if I've spoken with them 12 times, that may be the max. You know, you can kind of figure out what the max is for you once we go over this chart in a few minutes. Most people need to be talked to like 4 to 12 times before they're going to sign up. So you can kind of decide, but that helps you to gauge like how many times you've contacted them. Have I contacted this person 20 times? Okay, maybe I need to wait 3 months before I contact them again. It kind of helps you gauge how many times have I contacted them in this period of time. You know, so you're not, because you don't want to contact someone too often, and you don't want to contact them not enough. So you kind of need to, it's helpful to have this list so that you can gauge where you're at with them. Okay. And this is the little chart that I was talking about. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. That's kind of crazy. Now, this is great. Okay, a lot of people join network marketing, and they get really discouraged when someone tells them no or someone tells them not right now. This chart is really helpful so that you don't get discouraged. It's really not about you. People are just programmed to say no because there's a lot of sales going on, but people do want help, and they do want to purchase things that are going to help them. So we do want to keep following up with them. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. You want to be in the top 10%. You want to make more than 3 contacts. Why? Because your best ambassadors are going to be the people that you have to contact over and over again. I know for me personally, Betsy contacted me so many times. And honestly, at the times that she contacted me, I just wasn't in a place where I could have done Plexus financially. And that is a real reason for some people, you know, and I just wasn't in that place where I could. And so basically, whenever I did get to a place where I was able to afford Plexus, if she hadn't contacted me again when I reached the place where I could have afforded Plexus, I probably would have forgot about it and not really signed up. But the thing is she kept contacting me consistently, not overbearingly, but about every 2 months she would contact me. And then whenever she finally contacted me and I was in a good place financially, I'm like, you know, I have been wanting to do this. I have been wanting to give it a try. I'll join now. Who even knows how many times she contacted me, like 6 to 8 times over the course of a year and a half, you know, and then whenever I was in a good place, I did join. But if she hadn't contacted me continually, then I wouldn't have. So it really does help. Sometimes people just need you to reach out to them when the timing is right. Now, going on, 2% of sales are made in the first contact, 3% of sales are made in the second contact, 5% of sales are made on the third contact, 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. 80%. So you want to be in the top 10% who makes more than 3 contacts, and you also want to be a person that's going to make up to 12 contacts for people, honestly. Now, if someone tells you, no, please do not contact me again, those people, you're not going to contact them again. Just because you do want to respect someone, generally people won't ever tell. I've had one person tell me that. She said, if I'm ever interested, I'll reach out to you. Please don't contact me. And so I said, okay, I won't contact you, right? But most people will say, hey, right now is not a good time. And then I'll say, hey, is it okay if I follow up with you in a few months? And they say yes, So you can always ask that question so they feel like they have a choice in the matter of you following up with them. But most of the time, people are really nice, and they will let you follow up with them, and eventually people will join when the timing is right for them. And sometimes it takes a little while for them to see your post consistently and to really understand the benefit of the product. Also, another thing that helped me was I saw Betsy's post. I was really interested in what she was doing. I thought what she was doing was cool. I just didn't know how it applied to me. It wasn't until she shared a post one day that directly applied to my health issue. And then I was like, oh, now I get why this would apply to me, why I need to be on these products. Sometimes people just have to see, it has to apply to them, it has to make sense to them why they would be purchasing these products. And so it might just come down to you sharing the right post and then following up at the right time. There's a lot of factors there. Okay, when someone is interested and we pull them on a 3-way chat, or maybe you're past the 3-way chat and you're on your own and you're doing your chat yourself, we always are going to recommend number 2 on this chart, the triplex combo. The reason why is the triplex combo just does so much good. And I actually want to go into that right now because I feel like not everyone understands how big of a deal the triplex combo is. And so it's good for it to just be broken down for a minute. First, let's start with the ProBio 5 because, I love all the products, but the ProBio 5 is really how I started on this journey. The ProBio 5 has 5 different strains of good probiotic bacteria in it. Also, it has chitinase in it, which is an antifungal. Chitinase is super important, and honestly, I have not found a probiotic that has that ingredient in it that has an antifungal. Most probiotics are only going to have the good bacteria, if not all. So ours is different, and that's really awesome. Why? Because an antifungal is going to cut candida. You can pretty much research candida and any autoimmune disorder, and they will have tons of articles on it. Why? Because a lot of people in the scientific and medical world believe that candida is a huge factor in autoimmune diseases. For instance, like I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the reason why that is important, that the antifungal will cut candida, is because first, it's a connecting factor in a bunch of different health issues. So you're cutting the candida and making the gut healthy, and that's going to just increase overall health and decrease the symptoms of other diseases, disorders, and health issues. The second thing is that candida causes you to crave sugar. So if you're craving sugar and the candida is being cut, then you are going to crave less sugar. That's going to help you overall because sugar is not good for your body. Sugar helps us gain weight. Sugar fluctuates your blood sugar levels. Sugar will also decrease your, it will decrease the, I'm not remembering the right word right now, but your immune system, it will decrease the immune system's effectiveness, and that is real. A lot of people get sicker during Thanksgiving and Christmas because they are consuming so much sugar, more sugar than they normally do. And that's a big deal because when the more sugar you consume, the more that your immune system, the ability to fight things off has decreased. And so you will succumb to sicknesses. So the thing is that whenever you are using this product with the antifungal, it's going to cut the candida, which is going to cause you to crave less sugar, which boosts your overall health. The third thing is that candida can create a barrier in your gut that will not allow your body to absorb nutrients. This is a big thing because if you're taking all of these vitamins, but you have excess candida in your body and in your gut, these vitamins are not being absorbed. And so it's causing you to not be as healthy as you could be. Also, candida can cause the fat that is in your gut to stay and not be released. It creates a wall. So candida is a big deal. And we want it to decrease. Now, candida is never going to completely go away because it is, a natural part of your body, but we don't want it to be in excess. All the processed foods and refined sugars that people are eating today is causing an overgrowth of candida in the body, and that's a huge issue. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be normal, a normal amount, not like in excess. Now, going on to the Slim. The Slim is crazy awesome. It's going to balance your blood sugar levels, which is also going to regulate your energy, and it's going to decrease your sugar cravings. Now, so if you have the Probiotic 5 that's cutting the candida, which is cutting your sugar cravings, plus you're having the Slim that's balancing your blood sugar and cutting your sugar cravings, you're kind of knocking it two different ways, so that your need for sugar is just going to decrease dramatically. It's going to be a good thing. And a lot of people say that, blood sugar is a huge part of your health. And if it's going up and down the levels all the time, there's so many different implications that can have on your health. Plus, the Slim has so many great ingredients in it. It will, decrease your lipids and cholesterol levels. It regulates hormone levels, regulates your energy, and the cool thing about it is it is not a stimulant. Most weight loss companies cannot say that. Now, we're a health and weight loss company, but most weight loss supplements are stimulants. And the cool thing about the Slim is it is not. So you can take the Slim if you have a heart condition, if you have high blood pressure, because there are ingredients in the Slim that will decrease blood pressure levels. It's actually good for you. So that's a good thing to know. And then lastly is the BioCleanse. The main ingredient in BioCleanse is magnesium. Magnesium does a host of things for your body, but mainly it reduces anxiety, depression. It regulates your bowels. Now, when I say regulates your bowels, I know people who were on the looser side before plexus and who were on the more constipated side before plexus, both sides, and all of these people, it has regulated their bowels. So there's a misconception that it just makes you go to the bathroom. That's not exactly true. What it does is it brings your body to a healthy state to where you're having healthy bowel movements, whether you're on either side of the spectrum. So that's pretty cool. All of those three things together. Oh, and the BioCleanse, there's been studies that have shown that oxygenation of the blood will cause you to not have cancer, and magnesium and BioCleanse oxygenates the blood. So it's a really good supplement to take for so many different reasons. If I were you, I would research that oxygenation of the blood. I would research magnesium and what it does. Also, if you're not using the bathroom, number 2, as often as you should be, that can be a huge issue on weight loss and just ridding your body of toxins. You don't want that stuff to stay in there. Like, it's got to come out. And so that's why it's another key product that we recommend to people that are just starting out, because if you're putting all of this good bacteria into the gut. You're getting rid of the candida. You want to make sure that this stuff is actually expelling from your body. And so the BioCleanse is going to remove those toxins. So we always recommend the triplex combo for people because it's so good on so many different levels to get you to where you need to be to just be healthy. Whenever your gut is healthy, it actually changes your cravings. That is research that's been done. It changes your cravings. When you have a healthy gut, you crave healthier food. Most of us can attest to getting on Plexus and craving, well, I mean, me personally, I can attest that I started craving salads. Never in my life have I craved a salad. I'm so serious. I was craving salads. It was the weirdest thing ever. Before Plexus, I never ate a salad as a meal. I only ate it as a side, and I wasn't always that happy about it. And I started craving salads as a meal, and it was very strange, and I'm thankful for it. When your body starts getting healthier, you just start craving healthier things. So Plexus is really good for you. Now, if you want to, the Slim causes fat loss, but not muscle loss. If you want to boost, let's see, how quickly you're losing weight, you can take the block. It'll block 48% of carbs and sugars from turning into glucose in your system, which is sugar, which will turn into fat. So you can do that. You can also take the boost or the accelerator if you're at like a weight plateau and you can't move past it. You can take those. They'll also give you more energy and curb your appetite. We'll recommend those on top of the triplex combo. We always recommend the triplex combo. And then add other supplements on top of it. I've read testimonies of people who were only taking the Slim and the accelerator, and they just hit like a stop in their weight loss. And then they added the Probio 5 and the BioCleanse, and they lost the rest of the weight that they wanted to lose. It really is very important to take the triplex and then build on top of the triplex with your extra supplements. Okay, I'm taking a drink of water. And you reap what you sow. So you will get out of this business what you put into it. You have to ask yourself, what kind of seeds are you sowing? What will you harvest? When I first started sharing Plexus, I had a different position at the company that I work for, and I was just basically entering data into the computer all day. It was extremely boring. I listened to comedy. On the Comedy Pandora station, I had listened to all the jokes so many times that they weren't even funny to me anymore. I listened to all the songs that were on my phone. I had started listening to YouTube videos, and then when I started Plexus, I realized I can just listen to a bunch of training videos while I'm at work. So I would get on YouTube, and I would just have my headphones in. I didn't actually watch the videos, but I would just listen to them, and I would listen to them 2 hours a day while I was at work. I do think that that's why I was able to grow so quickly. Personal growth really is a big thing in this business. If you want to see major growth on your team, you have to start with personal growth, and that's real. I ordered audiobooks because, and most of you, this will kind of be where you're at. You'll have to order audiobooks if you don't have a lot of time to sit and read a book. But you can plug in an audiobook, listen on your headphones while you're cleaning your house, while you're cooking supper, while you're running errands in your car. You can put the CD in and listen to it through the loudspeakers. When you really want to accomplish something, you'll figure out a way to do it. And this is a way to do it. Listening to videos, doing audiobooks, that's a great way to do it. So I just got some audiobooks too, and I was listening to those at work, and I was just really putting a lot of time into personal growth. And also, it really struck for me when I had my first ambassador that wanted to do the business. I realized I got to really figure out what this business is about. If I'm going to be leading other people in this business, I need to train harder than I have been. I haven't been taking this as seriously as I should probably. And so what I did is I really amped up my personal growth training. I was listening to Sarah Marble and Sonia Dudley. I listened to all their videos. I was just searching on YouTube for any videos that I could find that would help. I mean, this is before we had the 48-hour training sheet and some other great tools. So I was just kind of doing it, and I also listened to every conference call that Betsy had on the Diamonds in Training page, and I listened to any videos that were on the Diamonds in Training page. I started friending people on Facebook, like Sarah Marble and Sonia Dudley and Lori Harrison, and anything that they posted I would listen to, because I really wanted to grow and do well in this business, and it worked. You have to put in time with personal growth. Now, you might not have the business building partners at the beginning, right? But the cool thing is with personal growth is that if you're still training and learning more and more about the products and the business and getting inspired by people's testimonies, like their diamond documentaries, then whenever you do have business building partners, you're going to know what to do with them. So, you may not be reaping a harvest of all the seeds that you are planting right now, but whenever it comes the time that those people do want to do the business or do want to sign up with Plexus, you want to be prepared. So you may not see the fruit right now, but you want to be prepared for when it does come in. So even if you don't have people underneath you right now that want to do the business, just still train anyway. Train and learn and grow, because honestly, your growth most likely is tied up in those personal growth videos. So watch those. Be a part of the conference calls that we have every Monday night that Betsy does. Do the YouTube videos. Go to meetings that are in your area, like events, and get on the team page. Get up in the files section. Learn some things. Go into the back office of your website and watch the videos that they have on the back office. Those were really helpful for me too. And if you run out of things to watch, you can message people that are on the team, ask them, hey, like, what are there any resources that you know of that I could tap into? Are there any books that you really like? Like, what books are you reading? Talk to the successful people. Ask them, what books are you reading? You want to be a product of the product. Once I hit gold, I watched this video actually where this lady was, I don't remember who it was, but she was talking about how once you hit gold and senior gold, you're going to have to learn more about the ingredients of the products, because that would be your next key in growing your business. So when I hit gold, I was trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to keep growing my business? Because at that point, I had 20 level ones, and once you reach a certain point with all your warm market, you have to figure out ways that you can reach more people. And so I was like, okay, well, that's her tip. I'm going to start learning those ingredients. And why does that help? Excuse me. It helps because learning those ingredients will help you to win over the difficult people that you're talking to in your three-way chats. The crunchy mamas, the bodybuilders, the people who are hard to win over. They say, oh, well, can you tell me about the ingredients of this product? And they're like kind of snotty about it. And you're like, why, yes, I can actually. So it's good to research the ingredients that are in the products. And and this is going to sound silly, but one of the big resources that I had was I went on Pinterest, because Pinterest is fun. And I would research like chitinase for the Probio 5. And it'll bring you like these colorful little charts that are aesthetically pleasing, but generally when you click on the chart, there's a link that'll bring you to an article that you can also read. Those are really good. It's fun to research that way instead of just Googling, like way more fun to go on Pinterest. So go on Pinterest, look for articles that you can read, make sure they're from reputable sources, and learn more about each of the ingredients. Also, on the Plexus website in your back office, they will have a Q&A on each of the products. I would read all of those. I highly or heavily leaned on those Q&As when I first started sharing Plexus products with people. Also, in our files section, they have a breakdown of each of the ingredients of the products for each of them. So read all of those resources and learn as much as you can. Make flashcards. I made flashcards for our sip and sees, and that way that I didn't miss anything. The more you do sip and sees, you'll know what things are important for you to share, and what's just an overload of information on someone. So you'll kind of figure that out. It's a learn as you go type of thing, and it can only be learned as you go. But you would definitely want to understand the products. Now, as a new ambassador, you don't have to have this product knowledge because you're doing 3-way chats, 3-way sign-up calls, 3-way welcome calls. It is set up that way so that you can start sharing and building your business without being super knowledgeable about the products. But during that time that someone else is leading the chats and sign-up calls and welcome calls with you, you want to take advantage of that time to learn more about the products. That's the time for you to train yourself. Also, take responsibility for your business in this business. Don't just wait for Betsy to post videos or whoever your upline is to post videos that are going to help you. Go on your own and find videos and things to watch and research the products, research resources. Don't wait for someone to just show you things to do. Take initiative. Also, be professional. Get business cards. I watched a great video in my back office. It was the first video I watched, and it was the international president talking about how important it was to get business cards. And he basically said that people get business cards when they're really committed to a business. Someone who is not committed to a business is not going to get a business card. Why? Because they cost money, and it's like you're branding your name to a company. Now, the good thing is that whenever you do purchase a business card, it shows that you're committed. And he says, go ahead and get your business cards. Why? Because if you get a business card, mentally, you're going to be committed to this business. Like, actually buying and purchasing the business card shows that you want this business to work out for you. If you don't buy a business card for yourself, it's kind of like saying, I'm just going to play this by ear, see how it goes. I'm not really committed to this business. If you want something to succeed, you have to be really committed to it. And so if you want your business to succeed, buy your business cards. It really does something for you psychologically. Now, another thing is you can work your business part-time, but not sometime. And what we mean by that is every single day, set aside time for you to do your business. Maybe you only have 30 minutes, maybe you have 2 hours, but ask yourself each day, how much time do I have to work my business today? How much time do I have to work my business every day on a daily basis? What is my minimum? And that would be the amount of time that you are going to work every day, rain or shine, no matter what happens. Is an hour your minimum? Okay. Another good thing to do to make sure that this actually happens is say, I know every day from 1 to 2, that's the best time for me to accomplish my business. That's when my child is taking a nap, or my kids are at school, or that's my lunch hour at work. And you say, every day I'm going to work my business from that time, no matter what. It's good to set business hours when you first start, just to make sure that you're consistently doing something. Once you've done it for a while, you don't really have to stay as stuck to your business hours, because you're going to be working your business more than your business hours most likely, and it's not like something you're going to forget to do. It's good to set business hours in the beginning because it just helps you to stay on track, to say, oh, it's 2 o'clock, this is when I'm supposed to work my business. But you don't want to just work your business every other day, 3 days out of the week, 4 days out of the week. You want to do it every single day for at least whatever your minimum is. Now, you probably don't want to do your minimum every day. You want to spend some time, other days a little longer. But you do want to make sure that you have a minimum set and that you're consistently doing that every single day. Now, another thing is educate your ambassadors, be duplicatable. A lot of times, if your team is not growing, Betsy told me this, so it's not just me saying this, it's just from lack of training the ambassadors that are underneath us. If you don't have ambassadors yet, that's okay. Just work on continuing to train yourself. And when you do have ambassadors, try to train them really well and reach out to your upline for help, if you need it. Make sure your welcome calls are being done. I cannot stress enough, welcome calls, that's where it's at. If the welcome calls are not being done, the people are just not going to stay as much as they would if they had had their welcome call. Why? A welcome call builds a relationship. It also helps people troubleshoot their products before they even start. So those are just two key things. Even if your person is just a customer, you really want to do a welcome call. You know, for instance, there was a girl on my team who didn't set up a welcome call with her newbie, and then the newbie ended up having like crazy diarrhea, right? Now, when I do welcome calls, I go over, hey, with BioCleanse, you want to do 1 the first week, 2 the second week, 3 the third week, 4 the fourth week, and stay at 4 for a month, then decrease 3 down to 3, and then down to 2. But whenever you start increasing your BioCleanse, if you start having diarrhea, go back down to the number you were at before. So if you increased to 3 and you started having diarrhea, then decrease back to 2. Why is this? Some people have diarrhea with BioCleanse. Some people can only handle 2. Some people can handle 6. I know people who take 6 BioCleanse a day. But for your people who cannot handle 4 a day, they need to know about this, because if they're one of those people, they're going to get diarrhea and they're going to stop taking their products because they think that it's bad for their body. So it's really important on a welcome call to go over that with BioCleanse and explain it how I just explained it. And so the girl didn't have her welcome call. She would message the person that signed her up and was like, I'm having crazy diarrhea. Now, if we had had a welcome call, she had said she had been having diarrhea off and on for weeks. If we had had the welcome call, then I could have said that in the welcome call. And then when she first had diarrhea, she would realize, oh, I just need to decrease my BioCleanse. They told me this might happen, and it would have saved a lot of bad bathroom trips for this person. We want to serve our ambassadors, right? So welcome calls are really important, even if they're just a customer, because we want people to take their products right so that they get the most benefit out of the products and so that they remain faithful customers. Another thing, keep in touch with your customers and ambassadors. If I have customers, I reach out to them about the second week of the month, every month. Why? I like to reach out to them about a week before their auto shipment, their backup order would go out, because a lot of them are set up to just receive their backup order. And I just like to say, hey, how are you? You know, you always start relationally. You're not just going to be like, hey, how are the products? You're going to say, hey, how are you? Because you do want to know how people are doing, right? Most of these people are your friends or family members who are buying from you. So you want to make sure that they know that you care about them as a person. And then after we catch up and stuff, I'll be like, hey, how are the products? You know, how are things going with your products? And they'll say, great. And then I get to hear a testimony, right? And which is really exciting and helps me to stay excited about what I'm doing. Or they'll say, you know, I've had this going on. Do you know anything about this? Like how I could fix this? And then I'll be like, oh, yes, I do. You could do this. This will help. And so it helps to reach out to your customers and troubleshoot with them. Do not, if someone comes to you with a problem, do not ignore them. Some people get afraid to address problems that people are having with their products or customer service. People appreciate when you are trying to help them solve the problems. And so don't shirk from that. Don't be afraid of that. You know, if they're having a problem that you have never dealt with before, reach out to your upline, the people above you, people on our team page, post a question on the team page. Like, we will get answers for them. But let's make sure that we're doing everything we can to get answers and help our customers and our ambassadors. You know, the ambassadors that I have underneath me, I try to check in with them at least once a week or more, but at least once a week, just to see how they're doing, if there's any way that I can help them in their journey. You know, I have a team page. I post on my team page at least once a day, most of the time just about once a day. And so I try to stay connected. We want to stay connected as much as we can with the people that we're serving. Let's see. So second month, follow-up, email, or a message. I do it every month. I message them every single month. Whenever they get in their second month, though, you definitely want to see if they're really loving their products. You want to, if they're not working the business, ask them for referrals. If they are working the business, or this would be a good point for you to check in and see if they want to work the business if they haven't, and help them get started that way. That's a little snippet of the compensation plan. I'm going to go to the next screen because it explains this chart, breaks it down. Understanding the compensation plan. Anything over $100, you will receive a 15% commission on. Anything over 500 PV, you're going to receive a 25% commission on. Pretty exciting. And this is going to be products that are ordered from your website. You should always have a goal of 500 PV every month. It's a great goal so that you can, earn some extra income that will pay for your products. Also, another thing is we shoot hugely for wholesale customers / ambassadors. The reason why is because it's the best discount for them, and it also helps you achieve your goals, like your team goals, by receiving points for people. It will help you to move up in rank in Plexus. But if someone is not interested in joining that way, you definitely want to share with them the preferred customer, about being a preferred customer. It's a 10% discount, and in their third month of being a preferred customer, they'll get an additional 10% off. So after their third month, they'll get a 20% discount every month. So it's a good deal for them eventually, and it comes as a monthly auto ship. And you'll also receive preferred customer bonuses for each product. Business building bonuses. They come out every Friday, or they come to you every Friday. And for people, if you sign up a level 1, like your personal sign up, and they order a $99 welcome pack, you'll receive $25. If they order a $199 welcome pack, you'll receive $50. This will be a bonus that will come on Fridays. Your actual check, like for other commissions, will come on the 15th of every month. But business building bonuses, when a new ambassador is added, will come every Friday. And now if I sign someone up, what's today? Sunday. If I sign someone up today, then I would get my business building bonus not this Friday, but next Friday. It kind of goes like the week after, basically. Let's see. You make a 5% of all your level 1 sales over $100. Whenever you achieve ranks from silver to senior ruby, you get a one-time achievement bonus. For silver, it's 100. For gold, it is 250, and for senior gold, it's 350. Ruby, I believe, is 500, and senior ruby is 700. Really cool. You would get that on the 15th of the month. It's an additional bonus on top of what you've already made. Very exciting. And if you are able to rank up in the first 30 days, like if you were able to rank up to gold in the first 30 days, that gold bonus of 250 would be doubled to 500. It's called fast starting. So any ranks that you receive past silver in the first 30 days, you would receive double the bonuses. Another thing is when you sign someone up as an ambassador, I touched on this before, but you'll get pay points for each ambassador. On your levels 1 through 3, you would get 5 points per ambassador. Your level 4s, you would get 4 points per ambassador. Level 5, 3 points per ambassador. Level 6, 2 points per ambassador. And level 7, 1 point per ambassador. These points are worth approximately $3 each. So if you have a level 1 who's 5 points, you would times $3 per point, you would receive about $15 of residual income, on top of other bonuses and commissions, which is pretty cool. Once you hit Emerald, which is pretty exciting, you no longer are just receiving income from your ambassadors. You will receive part of your income from a company profit share in the Emerald pool. So your income basically doubles when you hit Emerald, which is awesome. Emerald ambassadors make approximately $8,000 a month. Now that's an average. Some make more, some make less. And you receive a Plexus Lexus and an all-inclusive yearly trip to Maui. It's pretty exciting. When you hit Sapphire, you will receive the emerald and sapphire pools. And then when you receive diamond, you will receive the emerald, sapphire, and diamond pools, and you're able to re-enter as a diamond. And how do we accomplish the most growth is by doing the power of 3. Each month, you should try to shoot for adding at least 3 ambassadors each month on your team. Some months are harder than others because there are different seasons where people are purchasing more than they are in other seasons, but shoot each month for 3. The goal is to go silver every month. You train those 3 people, and those 3 people get 3 people, and those 3 people get 3 people, and that is multiplication. Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone and see if anyone has any questions. Hey, Cassie, do you have any questions?
Actually, no, I don't, but I wanted to tell you that I did 2 pages.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for sticking with me through everything, through all the technical difficulties and all of it.
It could have been my fault too, because like I said, I'm on Windows 10, but I'm like, maybe I'm doing something wrong, so I updated everything. But thank you so much for holding out for me too, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff you touched on that it's like nice to have a refresher.
Yeah.
And but yes, I'm one of them people that take 6 of them BioCleanse.
Are you? Look at you. That is so crazy.
I got to.
You are so funny. See, I'm one of those people that takes 2. And when I first started, I didn't read the directions. And I took 4. And that was a crazy day. I'm gonna say crazy day.
Well, one day I forgot. I thought I didn't take enough, so I ended up taking 8, and I was in the bathroom. We have 1 bathroom for 3 people.
Yeah.
So we were fighting and everything.